From the Theater Arts Arena on the Rockville campus of Montgomery College, it's the 2014 Montgomery College Alumni Awards. Tonight we honor this year's Milton F. Clogg Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award recipients. From the class of '05, Marga, Fripp. And from the class of '82, Pamela, Saul. And this year's inductees into the Montgomery College Athletic Hall of Fame. From the class of '91, Mark Crutchfield. From the class of '99, Maurice, Hicks. From the class of '90, Moxley. And former tennis coach, Tehan. We also honor the inaugural Rising Star Young Alumni Recognition Award recipient. From the class of '03, Dr. Amy Guillet.
Hey, I'm Carol Leahy. I'm president of the Montgomery College Alumni Association. Okay. I want to welcome back a good friend of Montgomery College, who many of you already know. Ambassador Connie Morella considers her 15 years as professor of English at Montgomery College as a highlight of her career. She's been a strong advocate for community colleges in all her positions, especially Montgomery College, because they are personal, accessible, and flexible. She was elected and served in the Maryland General Assembly House of Delegates for 8 years. From 1987 until 2003, Ambassador Morella represented Maryland's 8th Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives, becoming the only woman ever elected to the federal Congress from the Maryland legislature. Congratulations. She developed a national reputation as a leading advocate for women, children, and families, and was also a leader in promoting economic growth through science and technology, spearheading enactment of the landmark legislation promoting technology transfer from federal labs to private industry. She was nominated by President Bush and approved unanimously by the Senate as ambassador to the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development in Paris, France, where she served for 4 years. Très bon. She was a resident fellow at Harvard University's Kennedy School Institute of Politics and currently is ambassador in residence at American University in the Women and Politics Institute. Ambassador Morella was appointed by President Obama in 2010 to the American Battle Monuments Commission, which oversees our American cemeteries overseas. Oh, she has such a long resume. She is president of the U.S. Association of Former Members of Congress, chairwoman of the Franklin Center for Global Policy Exchange, on the advisory boards of the Cafrid Foundation, the Comptroller General's GAO Board, and the Washington Institute of Foreign Affairs. And on a personal note, I want to tell you that I got to know Connie when I was working at Glen Echo Park with Adventure Theater, and she helped us save that wonderful park. So let's welcome Connie.
Thank you very much. That's quite an introduction. Wow. What an introduction. Well, I'm Connie Morella, and I approve this message. My message is, when I was asked if I would be MC at Montgomery College, I thought, this is where my roots are. I love Montgomery College, and to be able to celebrate with distinguished alumni, how could I resist? So I'm so pleased to be here. I want to thank Carol for that very extensive and generous introduction. It reminded me of something attributed to Mae West when she said, too much of a good thing can be downright enjoyable. So Carol, you're president of the board. but you're also a very dear friend, and I thank you so much for that lovely introduction. So now, good evening, everybody. I wanted to introduce you or to recognize some people who are here tonight. And so I would say, representing the Board of Trustees of Montgomery College is a good friend of mine, seated at our table, Mr. Reginald Felton, who is chair of the Board of Trustees. Please stand, right? And Mr. Alexander Stone, who is the student trustee. Had a nice opportunity. Where is he? Come on, stand up. Very, very good. Thank you. Nice opportunity to speak with him earlier. And so, of course, the Board of Governors of the Montgomery College Alumni Association. You have already met the president, Carol Leahy. Let's give her another round of applause, too. You're going to have tired hands, but hey, it's well worth it. Richard Beal, who is the vice president. Great, good. Incidentally, when I call your name, please stand. Gabe Spiro, who is secretary. Jane Smith, who is treasurer. Laurie Thomas, whose outreach committee has planned tonight's festivities, deserves a round of applause. I think they've done such a great job with the festivities. And of course, I'd like to recognize on the Board of Governors, Lon Anderson, another good friend whom you see often on television or radio talking about transportation in its many different guises. Also, Carol Carlson. Carol here. Yeah. Debbie Dyer. Tookie Gentlecourt. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Anita Neal Powell. Thank you, Anita. And yet, Yajita Purohi is here. Also with us are the Alumni Association's Executive Director, Mr. Greg Enslow, and the college's Athletic Director, Mr. Derek Carter. Now, I really like to, and you've been nice with your applause, because I know it means a great deal, because we do really want to thank the members of the boards, because they each volunteer. They are pro bonos. Their time and in other ways they support the college, and ultimately the students that the college continues to serve. So it's now my great pleasure to introduce Montgomery College's president. I want you to know that she is very well known, very highly thought of in Montgomery County, in the state of Maryland, and quite frankly, in terms of education circles in the country. We're very proud to have her, and I hope that you will join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Girion Pollard. Great pleasure. Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you. I know that it is my joy to stand here after Ambassador Morella. I just simply want to see, we all have heroes and sheroes in our life. I would offer that she's certainly one of mine. If we had her grace, her intelligence, and many other things right now in Congress, we actually might be getting something done as a country. So we miss her there, and we thank her for choosing to be here, because as I always like to remind her, this is home, and we're so happy that she chose to be a part of Montgomery College today. It is an honor as well for me to be here and to offer comments, just a few, to really recognize the distinguished alumni of this organization. This event, I think, is very noteworthy, because as a community college, we know that we impact lives each and every day. But to pause and to recognize those folks who have completed courses of study here, who have made contributions to the lifeblood of this institution. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you this evening. We're here to recognize the accomplishments of tonight's honorees. Among them, we have a broadcaster who came to America for her family and stayed to help women build safer, more enriching lives. A manager who has gone for running her family farm to helping equine businesses improve their own operations and has given back to the community along the way. And a true rising star, a Montgomery scholar who has pursued her early goals of helping women and children as a physician. Our new Athletic Hall of Fame members include a basketball star who turned his college sport into a stellar coaching career, a running back who took his game all the way to the NFL, another MC basketball great who has since given back to the college and service as athletic director, and a tennis coach who took 2 successive teams to the Region 20 finals. What an outstanding group of people. Please join me in applauding for that. These honorees represent what we strive to be at Montgomery College. You are walking examples of the power of education. In fact, you know how education can change the life of an individual, change the life of a family, and change a very community of which we are a part. But what is truly remarkable about tonight's honorees is not only their personal achievements, though they are great, but the ways in which they give back to the community. I often say that community as a community college is a verb. We are actively engaged with our community every way that we can. And I often think about this concept called radical gratitude. Sister Teresa Wayne explained that, quote, radical gratitude is this emptying out of ourselves for the good of the village, of the people, of a nation, of our own family. The key is existence, is self-gift. We give ourselves away, we truly exist. The men and women in this room exhibit radical gratitude, and for that, we are eternally grateful as an institution. As the president of Montgomery College, we as an institution often talk about the fact that we focus on living radical gratitude each and every day for the community that we serve and the students in whom we are entrusted to provide education. We have a single-minded focus on the needs of our students. Now, the college has grown tremendously since many of you may have first stepped onto our campus. Between our credit and non-credit offerings, we serve over 60,000 students each year. To ensure that the students of today are equipped to succeed, we have given special attention this year to what MC students need, and created a social media hashtag to spread the word. If you happen to see that line on our Facebook page or my Twitter account or an email or any different ways in which you connect with the institution, it's a reminder that each and every one of us is working every day to ensure that we are meeting what students need in doing that. In fact, it's not so easy these days to separate our students from our alumni. I have found that almost everywhere I go, literally even this morning having breakfast with my family at Bob Evans, there I run into a member of an MC alumni, whether it is someone who is working in an establishment, dining at an establishment, or trying to serve or just sit there as well. I'm always amazed that almost every person I come in contact in our community has some connection to Montgomery College. Either they are a student, they have been a student, they're the parent or family member of a student, they are a former student, a current student, or even a future student, which I tell my son each and every day, when you go to Montgomery College, There is indeed a continuum of learning, of lifelong learning. Whether you need us to help sharpen a skill or learn a new trade, or to keep your brain engaged, the college stands ready to help you and to be an active part of your life. We need your help too, though, and that's an important point that I want to leave you with. I want you to think about how great your experience was here, and to take a moment to reflect upon that. Think about your own life's narrative and how you are crafting that even as you sit in this space right now. I can guarantee you that each and every one of you in this room, while thinking about your own life, thought about someone else. Someone who helped you along the way, someone who guided you, who shaped you, someone who let you know that you were not alone. I know for a fact, I know this to the core of who I am, I would not be where I am in my life, personally and professionally, if it were not for people who intervened in my life, who stood in the gap, who understood that there was potential for this little brown child from the south side of Chicago. And they believed in my capacity to see something bigger than what I thought possible in my life. I also know that it was because of people who invested in me. Sometimes that investment was an idea, a motivation. Sometimes it was a Darian, you kind of need to get back on this track. You done stepped off the side too much. Sometimes it was a book award, someone who helped me and provided a scholarship. All of those things are important. Those people believed in me. I would hope that as you're thinking about your lives, that you also think about the ways in which you can give back to the students who attend this organization. Sometimes it can be an ability to support them financially through a donation to our foundation. Sometimes it's the ability to mentor a student, to give them a possibility that they never thought possible, to stay involved. I'm sitting here looking at Professor Dr. Mary Fergal, who I get these notes all the time from students who have been in her classes, and they speak to the power of what she is. And certainly she's touched each and every one of their lives simply by being a phenomenal teacher, but also being a mentor to them. You can help recruit a graduate to be active within this organization, but find a personal way, whatever works best for you, to show a stranger that you are invested in their future, in their family's future, and in this community's future. That is what will help make Montgomery College the most relevant and vital institution in the country, because we would cherish the students who come to us, and we are dependent upon our distinguished alumni for helping to make that possible. Honorees, you make us proud. You help make real the mission of this institution, and it is an honor to be in your presence today. Thank you and congratulations.
She's terrific, isn't she? You know, she reminded me when she talked about our need, you know, to mentor others and what the college has done. There's an expression by Joseph Addison that I like particularly. A human soul without education is like marble in the quarry. None of its inherent beauties comes out until the skill of the polisher takes it, makes it shine, and brings out every ornamental vein and cloud that runs through it. Montgomery College has been the polisher of the marble, the teachers, the staff, the administration, you who are here who have helped our honorees along the way, the honorees who are here who will be polishers of the marble for future generations. And so, isn't it great? Montgomery College is terrific. Dr. Pollard exemplifies what Joseph Addison had talked about. So, thank you, Dr. Pollard. This is a wonderful night where we come together to highlight the accomplishments of Montgomery College's alumni and welcome new members into our Athletic Hall of Fame. Among our honorees tonight are the winners of the Milton F. Clogg Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award, which is the college's most prestigious award for former students. The award is presented by the Alumni Association to individuals who have demonstrated exemplary service over time to their profession, to their community, and to their college. The award is named for Milton Sonny Clogg, president of Montgomery Junior College's first graduating class. That's what they used to call it, the junior college, the class of 1948. Sonny volunteered tirelessly, and he gave generously to the college throughout his life. Montgomery College was fortunate to count Sonny among its own. Sonny went straight from Montgomery College to the Washington College of Law at American University. That was the time when you could earn an undergraduate law degree. I had to mention his AU connection because with me is my husband, who was Associate Dean at the Washington College of Law and is now Faculty Emeritus of the Washington College of Law for like 40 plus years. And I've taught there too. Well, I also played at bridge with Sonny's wife, Alice. I said at it because I was never a good bridge player, but she was just as personable as he and just as committed. She is just as committed as Sonny was. Several years before he passed away, the Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award was named in his honor. And after his passing, the Alumni Association rededicated the award in his memory. So folks, when other professions, celebrate their elite with Oscars or Emmys or Tonys, Montgomery College honors its finest alumni with the Sonnies. The Sonnies. So remember that. The name of earlier recipients of the Sonny Clogg Award are listed in your program, and a number of our award recipients are here with us tonight. I'd like to ask them if they would just stand so we can acknowledge them. So we have some of them we've already mentioned before, but it's worth mentioning again under this particular category, having been honorees of the Sonny Clogg Award. So we have Lon Anderson, Tookie Gentlecore, Jessica Warnick, and Stacy Wood. So, okay, now we can get on the line. You might also have seen Una Bunag, who was here earlier, but I'm told that she had to leave for a family obligation. So she's also among the past honorees, and so if you see her, tell her we celebrated her also. Also tonight, we're inducting into our Hall of Fame former members of our football and basketball teams and a division championship tennis coach. The Athletic Hall of Fame was established by members of the Montgomery College Club and college coaches. It was set up for the purpose of recognizing former student athletes and coaches. Criteria for membership in the Hall of Fame include outstanding athletic achievement as a student, outstanding contributions as a coach, and/or outstanding athletic achievement as a player or coach after leaving Montgomery College. So since our last Alumni Awards, Montgomery College has said goodbye. Goodbye to 3 members of the Hall of Fame, all of them longtime coaches. Don Brown, whose basketball team leadership made him the very first member of the Hall of Fame. Tom Bickey, who came to MC to coach baseball and instead became our nationally renowned soccer coach. And Frank Toomey, who became best known for his champion golf teams. It's hard to express how much talent these 3 beloved coaches built into their student athletes at Montgomery College. I happen to know the 3 of them. So, gentlemen, we'll miss you, and let's have just a moment of silence. Tonight, as we induct the newest members of the Hall of Fame, I would invite you to review the full list of members which appears in your program. And at this time, I would ask the members of the Hall of Fame who are with us this evening to please stand and be recognized. We are delighted that you are with us this evening to support our new Athletic Hall of Fame. So I think we could say Phil Martin is here. Phil Martin, very good. I don't know that I have anyone else who is here tonight. These athletes are enshrined on the Athletic Hall of Fame wall in the Rockville campus's Physical Education Center. Worth giving it a look. I also want to give special shout out to one of my fellow MC honorary degree recipients, a legendary member of the Rockville community. You ready for this? For more than 60 years, a very dear friend, loyal supporter of Montgomery College, Bernice Grossman. Hey. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Pollard and Carol Leahy to join me in presentation of the awards. It's always a fun thing to do. All right, now our awardees. Oh, all right, here we go, okay. Lorena Silva will escort Marga Fripp to the stage. As she comes to the stage, we begin tonight with the Sonny Clogg Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award. Two amazing alumni are with us tonight to accept the award. The first is Marga Fripp of the class of 2005. Marga came to the United States and to Montgomery College from her native Romania, where she began her career as a broadcaster. Marga has dedicated the past 2 decades of life to empowering women and solving social problems through innovation, arts, and entrepreneurship. Through training, mentoring, and inspirational talks, she gives voice to women around the world and empowers them to reach their full potential, to lift themselves and their families out of unemployment and isolation and create social change. Marga founded her first nonprofit in Romania to counteract domestic violence and sexual assaults. Her efforts there led to a domestic violence bill which became law 2003. And after immigrating to the United States due to a medical emergency with her newborn son, Marga founded Empowered Women International to create jobs and economic opportunity for immigrant, refugee, and low-income women. Her passionate leadership built EWI into an award-winning organization with more than 3,500 supporters, over 3,000 women beneficiaries, and more than $2 million generated in donated professional services that empower women. I had the opportunity to go to one of her events where actually I spoke, and I was just so impressed to meet the women who had become entrepreneurs, who had just found a niche, who were able to make a living, who were empowered in many different fields, and all because of this gal who believed, who had the passion for it. Marga earned her associate degree from Montgomery College and then a BA in communications journalism from the University of Maryland University College. Congratulations, Marga. We're very proud of you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Did you get the picture taken? Did you get one? We'll get it later.
Thank you so much, everyone. What an honor. It's a special place to come back to Montgomery College. I feel like this is the place where I grew roots. Some of you may know that I didn't speak English when I came to the United States, and this was September
20th, 2001, I enrolled in Montgomery College, particularly for English classes, because I felt that I needed to be able to be heard, and I needed to be able to tell my story, and I wanted to understand my neighbors, particularly my neighbors in a culturally diverse community like the Silver Spring and the Tacoma Park community where I lived. So Montgomery College, Tacoma Park was right down the street from my house, and I joined to take English classes. I enrolled in January 2002. The experience was absolutely transformative. Anybody and everybody that I've met, from the financial aid counselors to the professors to the students to the special teachers that I had really enriched and transformed my life. And as you heard, this is the place, Montgomery College, where I found this amazing community of very, very talented women from around the world who, like myself, came to learn to speak the language, who, like myself, looked up to this place, America, to gain an education that is powerful, an education that opened doors into the world, an education that allowed all of us to call this country home. And this is what I did. I learned to speak, and that's all. That had opened doors to possibilities. Well, don't think it was just like that. I took about 2 classes, non-credit classes, and my professors decided that I could move on. And then I thought, I would love to actually be able to speak and write and articulate and begin to tell stories as a journalist. That was important to me, that I then ended up with an associate degree. Montgomery College, Tacoma Park is the place where I found an incredible community of talented women who were all voiceless at that time, who really wanted to build a life, a career, and become entrepreneurs. And that's what inspired Empowered Women International, regional organization serving about 200 women across the DC metro region, launching microenterprises, growing those microenterprises, and helping women become professionals and really seeking the American dream in a way that is 21st century-like. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Dr. Pollard, and my dear friend, Connie Morella. There's a story with Connie. She read about the domestic violence legislation that we passed with the help of Congresswoman Connie Morella. When I came to the United States, a good friend of mine invited me to visit with Connie. We were fighting for this legislation, and we needed a couple of more signatures to pass the law. And Connie signed that letter, which eventually broke the deal. So thank you so much, Montgomery College, for opening so many doors for me, and through me, opening doors for so many thousands and probably millions of women who will be reaching through the programs that we form here. And I dedicate this award to the amazing table right there of empowered women and men, to the wonderful chair of the board, Diane Lorenz and Kate Campbell-Stevenson, and my dear friend Sharmila, a graduate entrepreneur of our program, and my wonderful husband and son, who've been putting up with a lot just because I have to change the world. So thank you.
Boy, that says a lot for teaching English, doesn't it? Pretty remarkable. She's a remarkable woman. And so now I'm going to ask Lorena Silva to escort Pamela Saul to the stage. Our second Outstanding Alumni Achievement Award honoree this evening is Pamela Saul. She's the class of 1982. Pam manages 2 family businesses, Rolling Acres Farm Incorporated and Rolling Acres Show Stables Incorporated. If you've ever cared for live animals, you'll know that this is a 7-day-a-week job all year long. Rolling Acres is a 200-acre farm in the county agricultural reserve, and Rolling Acres Show Stables has become one of the leading hunter jumper training facilities on the East Coast. In recent years, Pam has shared her management expertise through a new venture, farm and equine business services, to help other farm owners with financial support and planning services, as well as training. She supports equestrians by giving seminars and webinars, writing newsletter articles, and providing online resources. Now, Pam's real-life experience has informed the legislative process in the development of policies affecting farmers. She has worked on a county zoning ordinance related to equine activities and on emergency drought relief for county farmers. She is active in several agricultural organizations, including the Maryland Agricultural and Resource-Based Industry Development Corporation, the Governor's Intergovernmental Commission for Agriculture, the Montgomery County Soil Conservation District, the Maryland Rural Enterprise Development Center, the American Farm Bureau Equine Advisory Committee, the Montgomery County Farm Bureau, and the Montgomery County Ad Hoc Agricultural Policy Work Group. Do you ever sleep?
No.
No, I guess not. She has opened Rolling Acres Farm to host community activities, including an annual leadership event for Montgomery women and many tours also they offer for school children. We like to trace some of her business successes back to the degree that she earned at Montgomery College. And now, let's all congratulate the woman who knew the roots of Montgomery County are agriculture. We tend to forget that. And she epitomizes that in all its fine contributions. So let us congratulate Pamela Saul. Congratulations to you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not used to being in front of people. I'm the support person who does the numbers behind the scenes, so I'm not going to talk this long. I just want to thank Montgomery College for recognizing agriculture for the part it plays in my life and also in the county. A lot of people don't realize how important agriculture is and how strong it is in the county. We're one of the #1 entities, and so the knowledge and the information that I learned here I took forward in my life, and so I want to thank you all for this honor.
Because I want to get in with you. Come on, all of us. I'll sneak in too. Good. Yeah, that's terrific.
Strength in numbers.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Pamela. Thank you. You know, I really should have had Pamela Saul come into Congress and give him consultation on the Farm Bill. You remember how long that took? And it's still not a good bill, but nevertheless, they could have used her advice and counsel. And so now I'm going to ask Belinda Hester if she will escort Mark Crutchfield to the stage. There you go. And so I'm inviting the first Athletic Hall of Fame inductee to the podium. Mark Crutchfield, class of 1991. Mark was nominated by the Committee of Hall of Fame coaches. Mark came from Richard Montgomery High School to Montgomery College's Germantown campus, where his basketball talents made him a first-team All-American, first-team All-JUCO, and first-team All-Region. The Griffins finished 4th nationally. He went on to earn his BS degree at Bowie State. Mark has served in various capacities in the college and university athletic arena, including several returns to Montgomery College. He was assistant men's basketball coach at Rockville, head of basketball coach with a nationally ranked team at Germantown, campus athletic director for Germantown, and simultaneously intramural director for Tacoma Park, Silver Spring, and finally, college-wide athletic director. He was a strength and conditioning coach and assistant basketball coach for Villanova when the team went to the Sweet 16 and produced 2 NBA first-round draft picks. And he was head assistant basketball coach at Northwood University when the team won its first conference championship and went to the national tournament. Mark has coached for the NBA's Basketball Without Borders program in South Africa. He co-founded the Academy of Hoops in Philadelphia. And he has worked with Charlestown, West Virginia, and our own Montgomery County in incorporating health and fitness concepts for adults and children. Mark's Montgomery College Sports and Fitness Training Facility works with professional athlete clients and offers fitness classes for individuals in the community. Mark currently participates in the USA Track and Field Masters Division, taking All-American status in the 100 meter in 2009 and the 60 meter in 2014. I wish I understood all of what I said about him. But all I can say is what an incredible guy he is and what an athlete. So Mark, congratulations to you.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the Lord and Jehovah God for giving me the opportunity to even stand in front of you today. So many, many blessings to even be here today, so I'm very, very privileged to be here. Second of all, I want to thank my family, and I'm sorry, but I'm from a family right here up the street in Rockville, and I have to thank my family. And can my family please stand up? Cousins, brothers, sister-in-laws, please stand up. Please stand up. I also want to give a special thanks to all the MC staff, teachers, administrators, everyone that's been a part of me for my time here at Montgomery College, for being so supportive of me, of being one of my tenures here at Montgomery College, because I've had so many roles. I want to give a special thanks for someone that's been standing by my side for so long, but my beautiful wife, Tanya, can you please stand? And of course, our beautiful daughter, Kennedy, who's up here with Thanks again to the athletic committee and also my teammates and coaches that were a big part of my life here at Montgomery College. I just wanted to say that I've been in so many roles in the athletic realm from Montgomery College. I've been a student athlete, I've been an assistant coach, I've been a head coach, I've been an athletic director, and now I'm in the Athletic Hall of Fame, so I'm very, very excited about all those roles. But I must say Montgomery College played a very vital point in my life that I always look back to. I've been to South Africa guest speaking with the NBA, and every time when I think about a lot of things that I'm a part of now, I think about Montgomery College, Germantown campus that I went to, of just what the lessons I learned there, how to prepare, how to be successful, how to study, you know, how to organize. You know, all that came from Montgomery College. I'm so happy that I came to Montgomery College to be a student athlete, so that's very, very important to me. Something that I was taught at a very young age with all my family, my uncle and everybody, is that you're always standing on someone's shoulders. When you're successful in everything you're doing, you're always standing on someone's shoulders. So I want to thank all of the previous Montgomery College students, teachers, everybody whose shoulders I stand on today to be in front of you. It's so important for me to thank those people because without them, there never would have been a foundation of Montgomery College athletics. There never been a foundation of Montgomery College that gave me the opportunity to come here to go to school. So I'm so thankful to be standing on all the shoulders of all the other former students and athletes and everybody. So I'm very, very happy for that. I also wanted to say that Montgomery College is an institution that is very known around the world. When I go places, I meet people all the time that has been a part of the Montgomery College experience. I just want to say, because maybe I'm a little biased, is that as Montgomery College is changing, as we're going into the new realm and going to the new future, let's go through athletics also, like we always have been. We've always been so supportive of athletics, but let's also go through athletics. I mean, we've been so supportive of athletics, but now let's take athletics into the next future also. Where's Derek? Gotcha, Derek. So let's go through athletics to get into the next future, so I'm very happy for that. I just want to say and give a special thanks to a couple people. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but just people that have been very influential to me when I've been a part of Montgomery College. I want to thank my coach, Steve Hobson, I want to thank the former athletic director Jack Hurley at Germantown, Dr. Karen Roseberry, Dr. Monica Brown, Dr. Judy Ackerman, Dave Sears, Dr. Darren Campen, Dr. Solomon, Dr. Pollard, Tarlo Gasquet, Coach Tarlo Gasquet, and her husband, Derek Carter, who's AD now, who's a very good close friend of mine, who welcomes me back all the time. We have a good time talking at the games. So I want to thank those people for being so supportive of me. Before I leave the stage today, I must say this. On June 24th is an important day for the Crutchfield family. My sister-in-law, Charlotte Crutchfield, is running for the candidate for the Maryland House of Delegate for the District 19. So, Charlotte, can you stand real quick, please? So I'm very proud of that, and I had to plug that because we're a very proud family and we love everyone. But if anyone knows the Crutchfields from Rockville, you know we're a very large family. So in closing remarks, with my daughter Kennedy here, who I'm trying to keep her with me all the time because she's growing so fast. Look at her, look at her face. But in closing remarks, I'm just very thankful. I'm very gracious of this. It's such a blessing to be before you. I hope to be a mentor and be a shoulder that future students can stand on. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Mark. Boy, that was pretty stealthy. I'd had it. He couldn't resist the opportunity. I don't blame him. We want to congratulate you. And when you talk about athletics, you think of teamwork. And when you think of teamwork, you think of Montgomery College, because that's also what it's all about. Touching each other, helping each other, mentoring each other. And so we're very proud of him as an alumnus. And so our next inductee is a football alumnus who went on to play on several NFL teams in the United States and abroad. Maurice Hicks, class of 1999. Maurice, or Mo, played running back in 1997, and he was the Knights' leading rusher in 1998, making Player of the Year and earning a nomination for the NJCAA All-American Team, in which he was selected for an honorable mention. Maurice came to MC from Emporia, Virginia, where he was a tailback and safety at Greenville County High School. Maurice transferred from MC to North Carolina A&T. Boy, they said the federal government has a lot of acronyms. We seem to have so many abbreviations and acronyms. He transferred from MC to North Carolina A&T, a Division I AA Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference program, and started in both his junior and senior sessions. He built a school record, 2,812 rushing yards, and in just 2 years, he broke the D1 single game rushing record. He was an all-conference in both years, and he was a third-team Division I AA All-American in his senior year when he led the conference with 1,325 rushing yards. And then he turned pro. His NFL career included the Chicago Bears, the San Francisco 49ers, the Minnesota Vikings, and the NFL Europe Scottish Claymores. He also played for the UFL's Florida Tuskers in Orlando. Unfortunately, Maurice could not join us tonight, due to a family obligation. And so he's going to be represented here by another Hall of Famer, Coach Phil Martin, who nominated him. So, Coach Martin, love to have you share your thoughts about Mo Hicks and acknowledge his introduction.
Well, I'll tell you, it is wonderful to be back in my home again, to tell you the truth. I just briefly, I spent 31 years here, and really this was my life. We talk about students so many times, but I came here as a 23-year-old with a lot more hair. But 31 years later, you know, I retired. But it was as wonderful for me as a professor and coach as it is for so many college students that we have. But that's the type of school that we have. Speaking of Maurice, we called him Mo. He was just such a nice young man. And a little story is that we always had our spring football practice, and then we had our summer mini camps. And I got a call from his head coach in August, the middle of August, with our summer practice just around the corner. And he says, I have a young man who had a knee injury and couldn't play last year, so he held out. And unfortunately, he couldn't take his Division I scholarship. Do you have any room for him? I said, well, you know, we've got a lot of guys. We have about 200 guys out for the team right now, but we have, tomorrow night, we have a walk-on camp. And we had 45 walk-ons. And I said he could come to the walk-on camp. We put him through a battery of tests, you know, physical tests and so forth, and a lot of things, a lot of running, a lot of agilities and so forth. Maurice was the only one that made it out. So he was the 201 person to come to camp that year. And in 2 years, he wound up being, if not the best running back, certainly one of the greatest running backs that the college ever had. And it wasn't so much that Mo was a great player, but he was a fine individual. But that's the type of thing that Montgomery College works on. And speaking of Tom Bickey, who was the athletic director during the entire time I was the head football coach, the one thing that we really had going that we believed in was that we wanted to promote the academics and we wanted to promote character. And we absolutely had great teams too. But the thing is, Mo believed in that. He was a great person. He worked hard at the academics, and he succeeded. He got through, and he was able to transfer to North Carolina A&T. And the one thing that was missing from that little bio was that he was the National Black College Player of the Year his senior season. And to be drafted in the pros and have a longevity in the pros and make the pension in the pros, that is saying something. And we don't have that many. We've had a couple of those individuals, and Mo is one, and I felt he definitely deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. And he is very appreciative of the honor that the college has bestowed on him. He is very appreciative of his teammates and the faculty and the coaches who worked with him so much. And he's definitely appreciative of the opportunity to play and come to school and become a man. And that's what he did. He's very sorry that he could not be here tonight, but he wants you to know that he loves Montgomery College, and without the college, Montgomery, the Knights, you know, he wouldn't be the individual that he is. Thank you very much on behalf of Mo Hicks.
Nice job. We're sorry that Mo couldn't be here for the honor, but I know that he'll receive a video of this and he'll be very, very honored at the attribute that has been given to him and the great honor. So now let's see. We also have to convey regrets from another Athletic Hall of Fame member, Rob Moxley. He was the class of 1990. Rob was nominated by Mark Crutchfield and fellow Hall of Famer Jack Curling. Rob played guard on the 1990-91 Germantown team that finished fourth in the nation and made second team All-American. After Montgomery College, he played 2 seasons at Newbury College, serving as captain both seasons, and then he transferred to Pfeiffer University, where he began his assistant coaching career with Bobby Lutz. He now is associate head coach for the North Carolina State men's basketball program. Rob is regularly counted upon in the nation's top collegiate assistant coaches and recruiters league. He proved his ability to recruit by helping Wolfpack land a top 10 recruiting class of Tyler Lewis, Rodney Purvis, and T.J. Warren, all of whom were McDonald's All-Americans. He was assistant coach at Charlotte for 7 years, and after a year assistant coaching at Maryland, he returned to Charlotte as associate head coach. He came to North Carolina State after serving as assistant coach at Middle Tennessee. Rob has built a reputation for recruiting players from two-year colleges. Basketball Times once placed him 10th in its top 16 Friends of Junior Colleges. And we like to think that's because of his early experience here at Montgomery College. As it happened, this weekend became a huge work time for Rob, but we didn't let him off the hook altogether. Our MCTV team worked with NC State to present this message from him. And so we're going to dim the lighting from the program preset, and we're going to see the video with the remarks by Rob Moxley.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Montgomery College. I'm obviously honored. It's a privilege to be in the Hall of Fame there. It's funny, I came back to Montgomery College after I'd been coaching for a while and walked in the gym in Rockville, and there was a slogan then at Montgomery College that said endless opportunities, and that's very true in my life. I walked into the gym in Montgomery College, Germantown, and told Coach Steve Hobson that I wanted to earn a scholarship, and I was going to be his point guard, and I wanted to get a scholarship to a four-year school. 2 years later, I was able to do that. We had a great team at Montgomery College that went to the national tournament, and that was a great experience for me. A lot of the guys on that team I remain really close to these days. I met my wife at Montgomery College, which was the greatest part of that whole deal, and I owe a great deal to Montgomery College. Without that opportunity, there's no way I would be a coach today in the ACC. The one thing I do want to thank too is Steve Hobson. He needs to be in this Hall of Fame. He should be in there now. Putting me and Mark Crutchfield in, and Mark, hello, and congratulations to you as well. But putting us in before him is kind of like putting windows on a house before the foundation. He was the guy that started that program and did such a great job and put countless hours and work into that program. And I still stay in touch with him today as well. He's a great coach, and a lot of the things that I learned from Steve Hobson when I get a head job here, or the things I use in the ACC, were a lot of the things that he taught me. But again, I'm honored, and I still hold Montgomery College dear to my heart. It was something that allowed me to get where I wanted to get in my life, and you know, it's a great springboard for so many people back home up in Maryland that are able to go to all the Montgomery colleges and have opportunities both academically and athletically. But thanks again. I'm sorry I can't be there. I'll be recruiting at AAU events this weekend. It's the only weekend of the spring where we are allowed to be out, or I would be there. But congratulations to everyone that's nominated, and again, it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Long distance, congratulations, Rob. And so now I'd like to invite tonight's final Athletic Hall of Fame inductee to the podium, Coach Lisa Tehan. Lisa taught in Montgomery College's Health and Physical Education Department in 1991 and 1992, while she also coached women's tennis, leading both years' teams to Maryland Junior College Conference and state championships. She coached the 1991 team to a 7-1 record and a second-place finish in the NJCAA Region 20, following in 1992 with an 8-0 record and the Region 20 championship. The 1992 team finished in 10th place in the Division II national tournament, and its success earned her Coach of the Year titles in both the Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference, and the NJCAA Region 20. Lisa began her coaching career at Glassboro State College, where she earned All-American accolades as well as bachelor's and master's degrees in health and physical education. She led their women's tennis team to 4th place in the 1989 state tournament. She was named NJAC Women's Tennis Coach of the Year for 1989-1990, and later was inducted into the Glassboro State College Rowan College Hall of Fame. Since leaving Montgomery College to start her family, Lisa has directed lacrosse and field hockey camps at Georgetown Prep, and she serves as health and physical education instructor, a girls lacrosse coach, and CYO athletic director at St. Jane de Chantal School in Bethesda. She also has coordinated the American Heart Association's Hoops for Heart fundraiser for 12 years, raising $13,000 for this year's program. And she's coached girls youth lacrosse in the county for, check it out, for 13 years. She is a board member for the Metropolitan Girls Lacrosse League. One of Lisa's players wrote a comment that I'd like to share with you. Quote, "I had not played tennis competitively before I was on this team. I had just transferred from an out-of-state university where I played field hockey. A friend of mine encouraged me to find a sport at Montgomery College that I could play, and I literally knocked on Lisa's door and discussed with her this possibility. She was a field hockey player also and took pity on me, and amazingly, and so kindly tutored me in tennis with extra practice time every day. Time she took out of her own personal schedule. We went on to have a great season, ended up traveling to Texas to play in the national tournament. Without Lisa's dedication and enthusiasm, this amazing memory that we all share would not have happened," unquote. And that was provided by Kathy Sly Howard, who is here this evening. I would like her to stand and be noted. Now, many of you know that Montgomery College has a diverse and far-flung student and alumni population. Several of Lisa's MC players have since found their way to many parts of the world. One is now living in Dubai. Another, Chicago is in Japan. Chicago sends this message, quote, "You encouraged me to join the tennis team and have given me a lot of confidence in playing tennis. I will never forget the words you gave me. You are who you are," when I had lost myself. "The time I spent with you and my teammates is my treasure. I wish you all good health and happiness ahead. Hoping to see you again sometime in the future, maybe in Japan." Still another teammate, Cynthia Tai, lives in Taiwan. Here's a message from Cynthia, quote, "Playing tennis at Montgomery College was one of the best times of my student life. I remember Coach Tehan was always in a great mood, positive attitude, full of encouragement, but never gave us pressure or negative words when we lost a match. She was more of a friend and a big sister to us all, but at the same time, we respected her greatly. I wish all the team members could be there at the ceremony to celebrate this great day with our beloved coach. Congratulations and thank you all for all you taught us, Lisa," unquote. And the photo on the screen is one that Cynthia sent to us to share with you. It's Lisa with the tennis team, is that right?
Yep.
And the late coach, Tom Beakey, who nominated Lisa for tonight's honor. So Lisa, we congratulate you. Fantastic. What wonderful testimony. I know.
Well, those of you that don't know me, as you can see me tear up, I'm a very passionate person. And I was really holding it together until Connie shared all that good stuff. And first of all, I want to thank the Alumni Association and everyone here, Ambassador Morella, Dr. Pollard, Miss Connie there. Oh my gosh. Congratulations, Marga, Pam. Where's Dr. Amy? She hasn't spoken yet. I'm sorry Rob and Maurice couldn't be here tonight, but it's such an honor to be amongst such wonderful people, and you've done so much for this community and the community beyond. I was so touched when I looked up and saw Kathy Sly walk in. Thank you, John Libby, for getting her here. I haven't seen Kathy. I did run into her at the Under Armour store with her husband, John. And of course, you know, me, I'm not thinking technology. I am an old girl, so I didn't even think to get her phone number, and I was trying to reach out to all my players. And Kathy was the only American girl on my team the year we went to nationals. Shingsha Tai was from Japan, Kyoko Oi was from Japan, Florencia Covarrubias and Carolina Reza were both from Argentina. Nishida Shah was from India, and then we had Ilaria De Luca from Italy. And it's just absolutely amazing. And Marga, you said something about coming here to learn English, and that's exactly what these girls did. To everybody, it looked like I was the greatest recruiter in the world. But it was just a matter of these girls coming to us. Montgomery College is truly a gem. It is really the hidden pearl in the city, and it is truly a melting pot. And one of my former players, the first year, Natasha, she actually tried to teach me to speak Russian. I still only know 3 words. I told her I wasn't a very good student. I would stick to coaching. But I'm just so honored, and thank you so much. I want to point out a few people. My good friend Elaine Knobloch and her husband Tim. Elaine is actually the one who started Check It Out. I've been working with her for quite a long time, and we still coach youth lacrosse today. She's actually a 4-time Hall of Famer. This is 2 for me, Elaine. I'll try to catch up. My sister Susan, I'm one of 7 children. We had 3 older brothers who were sort of athletes. But then Susan came along. Susan set the bar very high for all of us. She played field hockey and lacrosse at Princeton. So I am so competitive, I had to do one better. So I went to the state school, but at least I became an All-American. My daughter Maggie is with us tonight. I was actually pregnant with Maggie when we flew to Texas. I was entering my 5th month of pregnancy, and Kathy commented, "I'll never forget that flight." And I said, "Are you kidding me? That flight from Dallas to Tyler, I was sick as a dog being pregnant with Maggie." So Maggie says, "Well, Mom, that means I went to Tyler, Texas with you. I went to nationals too." I said, "Yes, you did." A big thanks to my husband, Tim, who encouraged me when we first got married in the fall of 1990 to hand deliver my resume to Don Drown. I did. He hired me on the spot. He introduced me to Tom Vicky, who hired me on the spot as the tennis coach. And, you know, I hate to see those 2 gentlemen not with us anymore. They're such great people. And they were so kind to me. They were mentors. They were friends. I played golf and tennis with Tom. I actually invited Elaine, Tom's wife, to join us tonight, but it's too hard with his passing so soon. A little small story. It really does come full circle. I'm teaching at St. Jane de Chantal School. I'm the physical education teacher. And a few years ago, a little boy comes into kindergarten, and he sits in my class, and I'm taking roll, and I said, "Vicky, I know that name. What does your grandfather do?" "I don't know." And I said, "Did he work at Montgomery College?" "I don't know." I said, "Well, go home and ask him if he knows Lisa Tehan." Sure enough, it was Tom Vicky's grandson. Since then, I've gotten Tom's son, Brian, to be active on our CYO board, and he's our soccer commissioner. What a great person, because Brian was a good soccer player in college. But I think I've said enough. I think I passed my 2 minutes, sorry. But thank you again, and congratulations to everyone.
Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Thank you. Congratulations to you. You know, Speaking of the colors, I reminded her there's a movie called Blue is the Warmest Color or something like that, that worked. But you could travel, Lisa, all over the world and find these friends.
I did search out on Facebook and they wouldn't friend me back. I don't know what that's about.
Well, they all express love. No tennis pun intended by that. Okay. Well, we saved tonight's final honor for the newest award, because we want to finish the evening with a clear sense of what the future holds as we move ahead in store for Montgomery College students. A few years ago, the Alumni Association recognized that the requirements for the Sonny Clogg Award didn't do justice to Montgomery College's younger alumni, who were already brilliantly successful, even as their careers were just starting out. At the urging of Sue Flatto, a longtime board member and Sonny Clogg Award honoree, the association created a new award to show that Montgomery College students don't need a lifetime of accomplishments to do amazing things. And the result is what we're introducing tonight, the Rising Star Young Alumni Recognition Award. The association chooses only one young awardee at a time, so you can imagine the standards for selection are fairly high. Tonight we're inaugurating the award by recognizing Dr. Amy V.A., who in just 10 years has gone from Montgomery College to OBGYN residency at the Johns Hopkins University Hospital. Amy was a Montgomery scholar who graduated with honors and with membership in Phi Beta Kappa. While studying at Montgomery College, she tutored students in French, facilitated French conversation classes, and volunteered as a nurse assistant at Somerville Nursing Home. She received the Dr. Harry Hardin Jr. Black and African American Academic Award for 2 consecutive years. And she made the Montgomery College Dean's List, the National Dean's List, and who's who among American college students. After Montgomery College, she went on to earn a B.S. magna cum laude from Hood College, where she participated in an honors senior research project open only to the top-ranking students in each academic department. She then took honors at the University of Virginia, where she earned her medical degree. She then enrolled in the Johns Hopkins Public Health Master's Program, where she was a summer scholar, the school's most prestigious honorary scholarship. She's pursuing residency training with the goal to specialize in preventive medicine and global health. She has said she wants to change the state of health delivery and improve access to health care in sub-Saharan Africa, starting in Senegal. Amy was nominated by Dr. Mary Fergal, who leads the Montgomery Scholars Program. A true rising star. Makes me feel so incompetent and so lazy. And so I would really much like to congratulate her and call her forward. Each generation gets taller.
Cheating a little bit. Sure.
No, to you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be among so many prestigious individuals. I have some big dreams, mainly to restructure health systems in sub-Saharan Africa. Right now, I'm working on eliminating cervical cancer as one of the main cancer deaths in Senegal. But I'm not going to bore you with my resume. I was told I only have 2 minutes, so I'd like to concentrate on just thanking a few people. I want to say thank you to the Montgomery College Alumni Association for putting this event together and presenting me with this award. Thank you to Dr. Fergal, who nominated me. You saw potential in me and believed in me the moment I sat in your classroom. Thank you to Professor White, who isn't here, who sparked my ability to always look at the question from a different light. And to Muriel Davidson, who reminded me every time we spoke who I was and where I was going. The Rising Star Award to me exemplifies an individual with a dream who relentlessly wakes up every day looking for ways to make them a reality. But no matter how relentless and persistent I am, I cannot be where I am today without the help of what I call the feathers on my way. The professors of Montgomery College, the Scholars Program, and the unparalleled foundation for a career in medicine I walked away with from this institution are examples of such feathers. My first scientific thesis project was presented right here on this campus as a sophomore, and this gave me the confidence and certainty that I could take on any project, any research, and make a difference in our everyday lives. So to everyone involved in making Montgomery College a success, thank you for giving students, dreamers like myself, a stepping stone for success. This award is truly for you. Thank you.
Boy, that doesn't make one feel so confident of the future and so good about all of that. Incidentally, Oregon could use it too. But, ladies and gentlemen, those are our 2014 honorees. What an incredible group. Please join me one more time in recognizing this extraordinary group of outstanding. They're just absolutely fantastic. We're so very proud of them. I wanted to take a moment of personal liberties, since mention was made of politics, to just indicate that Jean Cunahan is here. Jean and I served together in the state legislature, two different parties, and we worked together just like Congress should do. I also wanted to mention, before I turn it over to I'm going to turn it over now to, let's see, to Mr. Reggie Belton. Before I do that, and Reg, you can come on up. You're going to be, are you going to be escorted by Anna? Okay, right, okay. Well, doesn't even need an escort. You know, Charlie Cook, who has the political Cook report, he once said, you know that Morella, she knows her district? She will go to the opening of an envelope. And so I said to him, you know, now I can choose my envelopes, which is why I am here tonight. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful evening. And so now we have right here, Reggie Felton. And let me see, who else is here tonight? How many of our other guests are MC graduates? Stand up if you are. MC graduates? Okay, come on, don't be afraid of that. Okay, how many of you attended MC but you moved on before graduating? Well, I think, oh, okay, I can see somebody being pointed out there, great. You can stand up too, because you're also an MC alumni. For all of you who are former MC students, remember that we also have an online presence on Facebook, as well as on the college's website. Be sure to stay in touch with your alumni association. Now, I think, is Reggie here? I really think I should be turning this over to Reggie at this point. Would you like me to turn it over to you, Reggie? But I guess my final word would be that what we do learn here at Montgomery College are the 4 pleasures of life: learning, loving, creating, and serving. And you've seen that exemplified by the honorees today. So so if I may turn it over to you, you may want to also read a few of the things I didn't read. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ambassador Connie Morella. And to most of us, we just love her as Connie. Let me just, on behalf of the Board of Trustees of this great institution, let me thank you for being here in this celebration tonight. Let me congratulate all of the award recipients. Don't you feel proud to be associated with Montgomery College? I like to think of it as a love affair, one that we don't mind telling our spouses. We love this institution, and the more we love it, it loves us back. For nights like tonight, where we're able to celebrate so many of our distinguished alums. One thing we know about this place is we want to make a difference in this community, in our schools, in our county, in our nation, and as we've heard tonight, in this world. Because Montgomery College graduates find themselves everywhere. Ambassador Connie Morella, on many occasions, would say, when you touch a rock, you touch the past. When you touch a student, you touch the future. So as recipients, as friends, as family, for all of us who continue to have a touch with Montgomery College, understand that we are touching our future, and we will always be grateful for the tremendous contributions that you've made. So again, let me congratulate each of you. Let's be proud. Let's continue to celebrate the great things that we do. And Sasha Stone, my colleague on the board, let's understand that he too will be joining this tremendous, distinguished group of alums, because he will be graduating also in May. So what else can we say but good night? Thank you for being with us.